just lost one of my top 3 teams in the tournament. What a shame. It's my girlfriend's favorite team, actually, and she's probably a little bit crushed right now. Kill 2, you were less than impressed by Voltron's FCing.
Yeah, I actually think in this match we saw a really good setup. Voltron's setup is very good. They've actually done a good job pulling really good setups from other teams rather than being super creative.
Oh, snap.
Wow. But I don't think they really know how to use them that well. I think in that match they were being weird about, I mean, they had tons of damps and they forced you know, the CO2 mocks to come in close. But then the one they were shooting at headed away from the fight, and the 2 others headed towards them, and they didn't switch for a really long time. Kind of seemed, I don't know why. And I'm just thinking that when it comes to where they're against a setup that's very good like theirs, and they really have to execute to win, they're not going to be able to. I don't know. I'm interested, but I don't think they really showed a lot of kind of skill with their setup in that fight.
Even though they killed 2 Freckies.
Yeah. Well,
killed one.
They killed one.
Killed
and
one. Claw killed the other one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The other one.
I mean, CO2's setup just wasn't very good. And they brought the exact same thing yesterday.
That was the first thing I said when we saw the field. How long can they continue to bring the same thing?
Yeah, not long.
At some point, someone's just going to punish them.
I think it was today, actually.
I think it just happened,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
5 minutes ago. That's the timeline for it. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, still entertaining. Let's talk about something else. Will TQ disappear forever next week? Will all my characters blow up in a fire?
No. TQ will not disappear forever tomorrow.
What's happening next week?
So tomorrow we're actually moving, not tomorrow, Wednesday we're actually moving TQ on the 23rd. TQ becomes self-aware at 1500, June 23rd, 2010. We're basically moving to a new data center location, giving it a little more breathing room, some space, and some new switching capacity.
Have you just had a dev blog about this?
Yeah, there's one on the website about this, yeah.
So if you're really into servers, moving them and everything else.
Yeah, there's just a little bit of a nerdgasm page there.
Okay.
Yeah, there's stuff to read about, and we're trying to be pretty open about what we have in the infrastructure too. So detailed spec list on what the hardware infrastructure looks like today, and also what we're moving and what we're moving into, and trying to keep up with answering questions on there too.
So people can look at it and pinpoint that's where the lag is.
Yeah. So as soon as you figure it out, let me know.
Give us a call.
Just let me know, like, that's where the lag is, and then we'll fix it.
Okay, sweet. So we're moving to a new place, and those pictures as well, like of all of it. That looked really hot.
Yeah.
You're going to continue doing this blog, right?
I've been asked to do 2 or 3 of them now. So right now we'll just be doing the basic infrastructure blog, what we have today, and what we're moving into, and then there are a couple of things that we're doing that are a little bit more less hardware related, more about how we map TQ and how we can help predict fleet fights a little bit better. Yeah. It's part of what's on our summer release program with the development teams.
So the big alliances out in 0.0 can look forward to hopefully a more smooth fight.
Yeah, 6,000 man fleet fights without any lag.
That's something we should probably not promise.
Oh no, I didn't promise it. I said you could look forward to it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
you can imagine.
Yeah, you can imagine.
6,000.
It's almost like Eve is free right now with a $5 disc.
Eve is literally free after you pay the subscription.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Anyway, we have a lot more matches coming up. We have Bane versus Dead Terrorist, The Wrong Alliances versus Darkseid, Panda versus Dystopia, Pasty Syndicate, who I believe some commentators referred to as Dutch yesterday. That is a mistake. I'm very sorry. You are, of course, Finnish. Against Pandemic Legion, the Ronin versus Atlas, all around fantastic day. Your alliance wraps up the round just like they did yesterday.
They did, yeah, that's right.
Did you like it? Did you talk to them afterwards? Were they happy?
I placed some bets on who's gonna win. I didn't actually place bets on Atlas itself because I was here, right?
Yeah.
But very glad that they won. Hopefully they'll do well again today.
Did you win any money then?
No, I lost money.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I spoke to Tirax yesterday, and someone won 20 billion, I think, on his match.
Wow.
Yeah, terrible odds, but he just pumped a lot of money in there.
Wow.
I think it's being run by Tornsoul. I think runs the betting. I should really start doing that as well.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like betting on the World Cup. If you imagine there's just like a better, like the Universe Cup, and it's just better.
Yeah, and less
Definitely
soccer.
better.
And less soccer, less soccer. More ships, less soccer. We saw double Huygens. I think that's the first time we've seen double Huygens. Why would you bring 2 of them?
Well, they might have thought about CO2's previous setup and might have gotten wind that CO2 might bring the same speed setup again. The double Huygens were there to specifically counter the speed setup because of the web bonus.
Yeah, they're a big part of what. Who was that beat CO2? Voltron. Who was it?
Where were you at?
A big part of what they're doing is depending on damps.
Yeah.
We saw armor tank to Drakes. The reason for that is that they can do some decent damage from long range while having a lot of free mids.
Yeah.
And so they're depending on the damps, so they need to keep stuff away from them because if it gets close, then they die. So 2 Huygens is a really great way to keep everything at a really substantial distance so you can still keep them from locking.
And I think during the match you can see this effect. The Macarios that were approaching the Voltron team were not really moving much at all because of the Huygens.
Yeah, yeah. They didn't fare too well, I thought, with the Frekkies, who do pack quite a punch.
Let me tell you something disappointing about the Frekkies.
Tell me something disappointing about them.
They're frigates.
Yeah, that's true.
And frigates are really important in the tournament, but no matter how awesome your frigates are, you're not going to win the tournament with them.
They're still going to be frigates.
Yep. Really great ones that are really fun to watch blow up.
Wrap them in fancy names and number plates, but they're still frigates.
Exactly.
Let's go check out what Bane and Dead Terrace have for us. What do you say, Brianna?
They're both pirates. I gotta give it to Dead Terrace. They're pretty good.
I will agree.
I'll go with Bane just because.
I think I'll go with. You've been right the entire
3
time.
for 3
right?
so far.
Yeah, and you went with Bane.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go with Bane.
Yeah.